going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolv Podcast. I'm your host, Wolfson, and today's episode, this is part 2 of our previous episode with our guest, Seltz. Now, this is one unique episode since we're just going to focus on mostly on him, and we're basically talking about how we basically met, what prompted him to become a producer and a DJ, our small little tours, how the industry treated us, what does he hope to accomplish, and some recommendations to what to do when you're in this scenario. Now, I know this is much more focused on him, but it's because I want the people to know how talented he really is and all the stuff that he have gone through just to get where he is and still not recognized. But I'm gonna put him out there to make sure people listen to him. Listen to Seltz. He's one of those people that you should keep an eye on him because he will be big, guaranteed. So be sure to like and subscribe at your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and iHeartRadio, as well as the YouTube channel at lonewolfpod.com. That's lonewolfpod.com, where you can check all our latest episodes. You can also follow me at any of my social medias at Wolfson Music for any recent updates, clips, new episodes, and whatnot. You know, you can say hey to me once in a while. I won't bite. Don't worry. So, without further ado, let's get started. This is the Lone Wolv Podcast. You know, that's how, bro. That's how we do this. You know, that's how. That's how we brought it up. What up? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Lone Wolv Podcast. Once again, we got Chavala in the building. Also, aka the new name is Seltz. So thank you guys for coming back. Thank you, Seltz, for coming back again to the episode. This is gonna be a part 2 of the original episode that we did. We just talked a little bit about catching up and all the stuff. So now, but I feel like I wanted to do the second part with you so I can do more of a, I want my audience to know who you are, where you come from, and all that type of stuff. So, you know, I want people to know what you've been through, what we've both been through together, what we have done together, what other things you have done, and all that type of stuff, you know.
Awesome, man.
So let's start with the basic stuff. So, like, let's start with what got you into music in general?
Wow. What really got me into music, I think it was just always around me, man. Like from my mom playing music out loud. You know how it is every morning, cleaning, stuff like that. Definitely my sister, a huge influence. She was always teaching me about new music, from electronic to rock to pop to, I don't know, you name it, man. And that's how I really got into music. It just got introduced to me. It was already around me everywhere. And yeah, I just love it. I love it.
So what actually prompted you to become like a producer?
I guess it started when I was a teenager. I was listening to a lot of like Cascade, Tiesto,
good stuff.
Yeah. So, and I was like really curious. I was like, how do these guys make these stuff? And like, it's just amazing. And as the time goes on, I was seeing the glory of like, you know, when DJs are like touring and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
That's what we all want to do, man.
Yeah. So that's what started it off, man. Honestly.
And that went at the same time as DJing, or DJing came later on?
Well, actually, DJing came first. I actually started DJing. I went to Scratch Academy, which is like a school for like DJing, but mostly they focus like on how to scratch and stuff like that, like the old school ways. You get me? Like the vinyl and all that stuff. And I really loved it. I loved the DMC championships, like what's it called? 8-Track. You know how he scratches?
Absolutely. 8-Track, Craze, all those fellas.
Yeah. He was a champ and all that stuff. So I was really fascinated, and I was like scratching. I was really good at it at one point because I was doing it like every day. But I was actually doing it on CDJs, not vinyls. I wish I had the vinyls. The Techniques 1200s. Yeah. 1200s.
Yeah, the 1200s.
Yeah. But yeah, I started DJing first for like the first 2 years, and then I started into production, started making like little edits, like intro edits, because you know some songs you need like intro edits, or you could just scratch into it.
Yeah.
I started off in Fruity Loops, and then I started putting like little loops in front of the songs where I could like beat match to, and then just transition from there. And that's how I got into producing like 2 years later.
Really? Actually, that's actually pretty interesting because I never knew you started out with DJing first and started doing Scratch Academy. And I always wonder how can you never actually gone that far with Scratch, because I'm pretty sure those guys are just like I don't know, next level shit of a scratching. I could have swear I could see you being a dubstep scratcher. Would you imagine that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I definitely see it. I got to a point where I didn't find DJing as fun anymore.
Oh,
I fell in love more with the production, like the cool stuff you can get into it and all that. But definitely, I lost the spark to the DJing. That's why I stopped doing it so much. I here and there scratching is fun, but I'm nowhere near how I was before. Definitely.
that's very interesting. So what actually like stopped you for, doing that? Is it because you weren't getting too many gigs out of it, or is it you're not feeling the love of what or whatever the music was taking you in a direction and it didn't feel like I could have applied on that? Like,
No, not at all. Not at all. What I was doing is so I loved it a lot. Like I would listen to DJs like mix, like every time the 5 o'clock mix, the traffic
oh yeah,
DJs Dog, DJ CX, I think it was. I would study these guys. But the thing after that was like, yeah, the mixing and the blending is amazing, but I want to be the guy making the music. You get me?
mm,
And then when I started making these little edits, like I was saying, the intro edits,
yeah.
before I got into production, I started stepping more to the production side rather than DJ. And it's just like I just loved it more than DJing because it was like, I don't know, it was just more fun, I guess more advanced in a way.
And that's where and how that led you to go to SAE where we both met.
Oh man. So for a couple years I was doing it on my own and stuff like that, but I
Mhm.
was seeing like, like YouTube videos and stuff like that. And then audio engineer, sound engineer, words would get thrown like that. And then I was curious, I was like, what is this? You get me? I searched it up. And at the time I had dropped out of Miami-Dade for my first, I was in like 1.5 semesters around there. I dropped out and then I searched it up and I was like, you know what? I got to do something with my life. You get me? I can't just do the music thing. So I
Mm,
searched it up and then SAE just popped up. I read more about it, what exactly audio engineer does. And I was like, hey, that's kind of what I love. I like the mixing part of it, the mastering part of it, the
right.
recording. And that's what led me to SAE. Shout out to SAE, a wonderful school. I met a lot of people. Everything
Absolutely.
I know now in the industry is because of SAE.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's how I got to SAE. Just a simple search.
That pretty much exactly what I did. But I wish I could have actually done that a bit much more sooner because I actually did my bachelor, but it wasn't because I wanted to do my bachelor. Like, no, two things I was into peer pressure, and I thought that going to my bachelor, I can get what I really wanted.
Right.
It turned halfway from my bachelor degree. I found out that whatever they told me at the orientation about you getting to that certain place, like it was bullshit. So so I
Yeah.
was like already halfway there, and I wasn't gonna quit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I always had that mentality of not quitting. I'm not a quitter. Like if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna see through it.
Yeah.
On certain things. And another thing,
Because I'm like that too.
yeah. And another thing, I have my parents behind my back. They want me to have a bachelor degree no matter what. That's the first thing, and I have the peer pressure from my parents. They want me to have a degree. I wish I could have done what you did, in which like, no, I don't want this. I actually want to do this, which is audio engineering from the get go. Instead of late in my half of my 20s, basically I started with audio engineering. I wish I could have gone that a little bit sooner. Maybe I could have gone a little bit further. Who knows? I can't tell. I have no regrets though, but I do say like I wish I could have focused at least on a school that focuses more on what I want, which was initially audio engineering. On Puerto Rico, they didn't have that. Got to find out when I came over here in Miami, they started to have a school over there in Puerto Rico for audio engineering. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh man.
Oh, what a load of bullshit, bro. But I was already here. I already got my degree. I was like, fuck it. Let's go to the SAE. And out of SAE, actually, SAE was never my first option. I had UM as my first option.
Oh wow.
And it's because UM has a good music program and it has a master's degree in music engineering.
Mm-hmm.
I thought because of the term engineering could relate to what I'm doing and shit.
Right.
But when I got into it, it was more of a music theory shit.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, I don't know music theory. I'm a DJ.
Yeah. Which now we need to know though.
Yeah, now we need to know more.
Yeah.
And it was SAE. Full Sail was another option in Orlando. Full Sail is actually pretty dope. But the problem with Full Sail is that they don't have a master program for what I want. And if I want to go to Full Sail, it'll be attending a second bachelor.
Yeah.
So that's more time. I was like, nah, bro, time is money in that moment, you know? And what was the other school that I saw? Oh yeah. Icon was another one. But that's fucking California. Yeah. So I was like, I don't.
Every producer's dream is Icon.
Icon, right? If I would have, if Icon would have been at least to the East Coast, maybe I could have done it.
Yeah, because the thing is, I mean, at least for me, I don't know how it was for you, but when I went to SAE,
right,
besides audio engineering, I thought we were also going to learn about like music production and stuff like that. In my mind, I thought that's what we were going to do in SAE. Well, as we were going, I was like, oh, okay, no, this is just audio engineering. And which it wasn't bad, but in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn audio engineer and sound design and all that.
You know what? I had the same thought because the way they sell it to me, it was just like that. It's like, oh yeah, you're doing this, you're doing music production and this, and that. So it's like, okay, cool. I'm starting to learn how to make house music. I want to be better. I want to be a successful producer. But now they actually focus more. They definitely focus more on the audio engineering aspect and little on the music production and sound designing aspect. It's just a little bit. They just give you a touch of it. Like it was what, 1 week of music theory, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That was all. And they gave you just the files and you study it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like maybe you could have done a little bit more better. I know for a fact that other SAE schools have a better and more emphasized program than the one we went on Miami.
Really? I didn't know that. Yeah,
because I did notice that other SAE institutes have a 4-year program, which you actually get a bachelor's degree at it.
Yeah.
There's others that's 2 years associates, and then there's one that's a year, and then there's one that's like 4 months, something like that. Because it's only a diploma of you learning electronic music production, and that's it. So they do have there are other institutes, but obviously, shit, they're all across the fucking nation. So there's one in Nashville, one in New York, one in Chicago, one in California, like 2 or 3 in California, right? San Francisco and LA, I believe. And there's one in, I don't know, besides Nashville, I know there's another one. Georgia, Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, when we went to school, like I had a different set of view. I thought I was just gonna learn music production because that's what I want, but I learned, audio engineering. No regrets whatsoever because it got me to where I am right now. And I have fun in a certain classes and a certain modules, especially the final project. I don't know if you've managed to do it. The final project was the video game trailer.
Oh, yeah. That was cool.
What was yours?
Mine was that one, the trailers.
But which trailer? Mine was the.
I remember which one it was exactly.
I know mine was the 1886 video game from PlayStation 4.
Oh,
oh
wait, the
one with the werewolves and shit.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking about another game. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I did that, and that was I gotta tell you, that was by far the funnest shit I've ever done. Foley arting, voice acting, and making the song and the recreating the audio out of that trailer. That was fun.
You did it as a group or as a whole class together?
As a group. Because it was divided. The class itself was divided into 2. Yeah. So like this half you do this other half you do that. So that way there's like time for everybody to do it,
Yeah. Unfortunately for our class, by the time we got to the last module, it was like, I don't know, like 12, 13 people. So we ended up doing it as a class together. Well, I love the what is it, 5.0 surround system?
Yeah, 5.1, man. I love
to have this, like, for example, the gunshot would be in front, the front 2 speakers, and then the back you can have just reverb, so it could sound realistic. Like,
That's what I loved about that room. And sad that that room is not designed to make music, but it's super sick to make music in there. Like the whole surround system that goes around you, and then just like have everything like to follow always for your ears. Is like I explained that to one of the episodes in which
Yeah,
when I
think about it. It's a controller.
yeah, exactly. And then that the whole room itself it's good. And the reason why you have a surround system in your movie feed or in movies or in your room and why things sounds all around you, it's because of that room, you know. It's so sick, man. And like
Super sick.
and we met some very interesting people there. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and like I said, bro, I met everybody that I know now. Everybody. And the one that started actually introducing me was Luisito, because that's how I met you. Remember?
Yeah, exactly.
So shout out to Luisito, man.
Yeah,
Like,
shout out to you, brother.
Uh,
Him and what's his name?
Frank?
Ugh, not Frank. Not Frank. What's this? SoFlo.
Oh my god, no. Like I don't know how he is. Maybe he changed as a person, but nah, man. At that time, screw that guy.
Oh my god, let's talk about a little bit about how we met from him.
Oh my god,
That was
bro.
so weird, bro.
There was this guy just promising us like a bunch of gigs, and ended up only giving us like one, and it was in the parking lot. You didn't do that one. You were like, nah, I'm gonna pass on that. That it was one in the parking lot for I think it was for like 420, and he was like making a big hype about it. But he went up to both of us saying, "Hey, do you guys want to do this and this?" Because we were just chilling, and I was the one that said yes, and you're like, "Nah, I'm good." Dude, I ended up being the DJ. Like, nobody showed up. I was like, "Oh."
I remember.
I had to bring my own gear, bro. My own CDJs.
Do you what?
Yeah, I had to bring my own CDJs.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Charlie, I know Charlie went to that one because he was more into with him and with that group because Charlie was never into the EDM much. He was more into sing and rap and write lyrics and make hip hop beats and shit like that. So I told Charlie, like, hey man, you go for it. It's not in for me. It's not. I don't see any value as a house DJ at that time when I was house DJ. I don't see any value on me going over there, you know. And I know I was mentioning this to one of my episodes about him. That it's funny. That's how we also met. You know, it was like that. It was just a guy. You know, he wasn't bad. He wasn't malice or anything. But there was no structure with him or his organization or anything that he gives us was empty promises because you know like it was just very random. But again, we were starting out. We didn't know best. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know where to go, who to go. It was one of those early things. I remember that when I started out with him was during Ultra Weekend.
Oh yeah. When we did the after party.
Yeah, that after party that you started DJing and everything, man.
Yeah.
That's when you started on your Mubatom stuff, man.
Yeah. Bad throwback to that. But yeah, man, I remember that night. That was a pretty good night, though. I ain't gonna lie. Because we walked around, we saw the Ultra from the outside. We were like visiting like little cool spots, like in the train station.
Yeah, exactly. It was
That was a cool night.
I mean, it was. It's just that, just like you, it was my equipment as well.
Oh, that's right. It was your equipment.
It was my mixer, my CDJ, my other CDJ, my cables, everything hooked up to the sound system.
Yeah.
Like everything was mine. And we stayed there all the way till fucking 5 a.m. in the morning.
What?
Yeah, because I cannot leave my
yeah, of course. You can't leave your stuff.
I couldn't leave my stuff. At that time, I can't just trust somebody that just recently met at school. Like, yeah, here's.
Yeah, of course, bro.
And it was until 5 a.m. that we left. And then he told me, it's like, oh, can I use your shit for tomorrow morning at SAE for the block party? It's like, what block party? Is people gonna be alive for this? It's like, are they gonna wake up for this shit? Yeah. It's like, shit, motherfucker. Good. 3 hours later, I woke up and dropped all my shit. So it's like, here's the setup. Here you go. I'm gonna go home. I'll be back like to pick my shit up later.
Yeah.
At least wait. Did you went with us to Orlando on that whole SoFlo tour?
No.
Oh, good thing. Good thing.
That was a disaster.
Good
Oh,
thing. Oh my god, bro. What? Disaster was an understatement.
you know.
We went to this Orlando gig, ladies
All
and
right.
gentlemen, because it was one of the first time I've ever done a tour in my goddamn life. First time ever. So obviously, when they tell us like, "Oh, we got a gig, you're gonna perform in Orlando on a club and shit like that," obviously, when you hear those words, you'll be like, "Holy shit, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do this. All right, I'm in." I told him I was, hey, I'll go with Charlie, but I'm gonna stay in my cousin's house.
Yeah.
I have cousins over there. She has her own townhome,
Right.
but I'm telling him it's like, oh, I'm staying with her because
Hey,
I don't want to stay over with a bunch of people that I don't know. I'm not gonna pay money on
yeah, when you
on
have a place to stay over there.
exactly when I have a place to stay. And I told Charlie, hey Charlie, you're more than welcome to stay and sleep in the couch. But it's like, nah, man, it's okay. I'll go with them. Just stay over for one night with you, and then I'll go with them. It's like, all right, cool. That's fine. Do what you gotta do, whatever. Um, so Friday, the gig is on a Saturday, and on Friday we went to check out the place, see what's popping, and we went to do downtown Orlando. Shit, life, shit is cool and everything. We went to the place. It looked dope. There was a lot of crowd in there. The music was heavy on the Mumaton in the house.
Right.
I was moved. I was like, holy shit, this many people for this tomorrow? Oh, I can't wait for this crap, bro.
Yeah.
Come to find out, this motherfucker never promoted once for that show.
Oh my god.
Not once did he market about this. He was expecting for me and the other artists to market. And not only that, I thought it was just only the DJs that are performing here because that's what the club looked like. It's a club that's for DJs.
Yeah.
No, he's putting his rappers to rap as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like Sean and his buddy Bubba and the skinny dude.
God. Uh-huh.
No shades on you guys. Like I got no problem. You guys are awesome, man. But it was just like that wasn't the gig for you guys.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a gig for us either. Because he was telling me, dude, play all the genres. He's like, what do you mean play all the genres? Just but you play trap, dubstep, and all that shit, right? Yeah. Like play those too. Really? On a house club? Really? I could play them? Yeah. Play whatever you want. Whatever it feels like, play them. All right. So I ease into it.
Yeah.
Started with the little tech deep house and shit. Why not to get the people ground? Then they switched DJs with me with him, and then he started playing that jungle house, whatever the fuck he was playing.
There. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then he started with drum and bass, and then he had the people, had his rappers, rapping, performing right there. And then he's like, all right, play your shit. And I was playing my shit, and I was easily, trying to get into a set, an actual set, like getting people into it, trying to discover what's up. And, it was just feel weird, bro. There was like, if anything, I counted, there was at least at best, 12 people that ever showed up in that club.
Yeah.
That shit bombed. All because this guy didn't know how to market, and all because this guy didn't know what to put out there, what to promote. Like, he should have, if this club was heavily designed for house shit, put house people in it.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't show up, bro.
Yeah, I had an experience like that, like playing for like nobody. Back when I did a show in Dallas with Kevin.
Yeah.
So the people because Kevin was the one that got the gig, but like the promoters, they didn't promote it that well. But I did the same thing like you. Like I was playing a room like with like one person, and it's like weird, which it shouldn't be, but at least for me, it affected my self-esteem. There was just one person. It was just bangers, like da, you get me? And it looked weird, just like with one person. But man. Yeah, that's it. It's just a weird feeling, man. It was weird.
It was definitely a weird fitting, especially for music that you don't know who you're playing with.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you don't know when to switch it up or who to switch it up. Or you don't know what's just like that. Nah, you basically have to read the room. But how do you read a room when there's nobody in the room?
Exactly. Yeah. Way to put it. Yeah.
And it was a life lesson because I never knew that that his structure was like that. Also, I kind of knew how he is, but I never knew to what extent. Like, that something that I learned the other day with my coworker is like that we were dealing with a couple of people that they want to do everything.
Mm.
They want to be the director, the producer, the video editor, excuse me, the microphone guy, everything. They want to do everything. And me and my coworker Archie, we were talking about this stuff, and how irresponsible it is, how there's no structure in this, like how all because you want to take the credit, like, oh yeah, I did this. But then we were talking about it and say like, all right, when you're talking to something important about what you do, what's the guy gonna be more impressed? Is he gonna get more impressed when you say, oh yeah, I'm the director, the producer, the artist, the engineer, the this and that, or is he gonna be more impressed if you say, oh yeah, I'm the director and this is my team. He's my producer, he's my artist, he's the creative guy, the marketing person, the audio guy. Like, who's gonna be more impressed? Obviously, the guy who has a team instead of the guy who has a all-in-one.
That's true.
And I got nothing against people who does all-in-ones because I do all-in-one, but then again, I do all-in-one when it's necessary that I have to be that.
Yeah, you just gotta know what you can do and you can't.
Exactly. Like, I know I cannot direct and produce at the same time. No, I can definitely produce, I can definitely direct, but I can't do both. I need somebody to, while I'm producing, I need somebody to tell me like, go over there, go over there, go over there, and that. The same thing was like I said, I'm a multi person when it comes to audio. Like, I can voice act, I can Foley art, I can sound design, I can produce, engineer, podcast, all this stuff. There's so many things that I can do, but only I focus one at a time. I can't do all at once.
Yeah.
And that was the problem with this guy. Like, this guy was everything. Like, he was his own lawyer. He was his own owner. Like,
dude, did he ever tell you that he wanted to sign a contract?
With who?
With him, with the Soul Flow Records.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've
dude, that was my first time that I ever had to say no to something like that. I'm a nice person. I don't like people. I mean, I don't make people feeling bad, but like, man, that guy was just really bad.
No, it was the perfect. First thing you did was correct. You say no to him, and it's not because of hurting his feelings. It's just it's not in you. Like, you don't see something that benefits you, especially like what he was doing and what the direction he was going. I don't think he will have enough time for us to focus on the EDM front. In fact, I believe he doesn't know anything about EDM. To him, EDM is everything. Like, hip hop is EDM. This is EDM. This is that. That was his own mentality. It's like, no, bro. Like, there's certain style of music that you gotta focus on. You can't have that music is all together one thing. Like, no. Like, there's this EDM genre and then there's hip hop genre. Can't have both at the same time. Like, no. But hey, it's a good thing that we say no to him because that was in 2015. A year later, you and me went to Dreamland.
Oh yeah, that's actually what I was gonna bring up too, man. Puerto Rico,
bro. Puerto Rico was by far the best experience I ever had, and it was with you and DNA, bro. Shout out to these two guys, Gene and Mighty.
Yeah, man.
That's another people I need to bring them up in the podcast too.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, man, Puerto Rico was insane, man. Shout out to Kevin for throwing that.
Yeah, shout out to Kevin, bro. He actually pulled the stops.
The way it happened was incredible because our stage got closed due to the hurricane or the rain, something like that, right? Remember?
There was a huge, massive power outage throughout the entire island. No hurricane came. It's just a power outage that fucked up the entire island.
But yeah. Did I get there first than you, or did you get there first than me?
On the island or on the festival?
Get to the island.
No, you guys got there first before I did.
Because bro, when I got there was no power, man. And when you guys, I think it was you and DNA got there, like they landed and everything. Bro, power's on, AC's on. I showered with cold water. I get out and like dry myself. Like, dude, I can't even tell if this is water or sweat. It was so hot, man. It was just like Miami. It was humid. I was like, oh my god.
Holy shit! I didn't know that part.
Yeah, man. It sucked. I mean, it was cool because we had a barbecue because obviously there was no like power, but it was just too hot, man.
Ah, that's my island, bro.
Yeah.
That's when I moved over here. It's like there's not that much of a difference. It's just
No.
The only difference, I'll tell you, the only difference is that over here you can feel the seasons. Like when it's winter.
Okay.
You know when it's spring. You know when it's summer, when it's hot, like we are right now, and when it's fall, when it's less hot. Puerto Rico, I kid you not, it's literally summer and fall all year long.
Yeah, man.
Like for us, springtime is summertime. That's where the summer really starts.
Yeah.
And then by the time it's midsummer on the real summer, that's when shit is really the hottest. And then when fall starts, you have fall all the way to till springtime. So it's like we never knew what it was to have wintertime.
Yeah. Luckily, when we were playing at night, it started getting like a good temperature. It was not chilly, but it was not hot. Like it wasn't humid at all. I guess we were closer to the water. I think,
right? You were close. Where you guys were staying, you were actually pretty close to the beach. You were actually right there in the coast. So the house that you guys stayed over, you guys were pretty much right there near the coast. So,
but I was saying like when the show for the venue.
Oh well, yeah, and the venue was definitely. We were still close to we're in the capital, so we were still close to the shores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's why it was like a good.
It got and
man, the way we got to play main stage, it was so random. I literally
talk.
I literally went up just to go take an Instagram video. And well, first, let me back it up. Like I said, the power outage like damaged our stage, so like we couldn't play at all. Like we just basically went to Puerto Rico just to watch the show at that point.
Yeah.
But then the show goes on, time goes on. It's like 12. It's like midnight. It's peak hour. I go up stage, just to take a video of the crowd and stuff like that. And like literally, Pablo and Kevin come up to me and they're like, "Yo, guys, bring your USBs." Who was it? Zomboy is running late from his
Megalodon. Corey.
Oh, Megalodon. Yeah, Megalodon.
Corey, yeah. Megalodon was actually running late and they didn't have anybody.
Yeah, him. So I go down the stairs so fast. Yo, guys, get your USBs, man. We're going up. And dude, mind you, I was drunk, man. I was drunk. And when they told me that, dude, it's like I sobered up. I was like, what? And dude, man, it was just so random. And we played like a good, 30, 40 minutes?
Bro. It was everything made sense to me at that point. Everything is like, this is why we do this.
And we all had different genres. Like
that's what made it so perfect. That's what made it so perfect for that set of ours, because each of us had different genres. Mm-hmm. I focused on the dubstep because I was the only dubstep in the group. And you and DNA basically were the Moombahton trap and jungle terror style guys, the festival trap. So you guys were basically jumping back and forth with the Moombas and the jungle terrors and the festival traps, and I was the only dubstep. And it was just perfectly because everything just made sense with each time. I'll still call this the most craziest back-to-back ever. I kid you not. Bro, yeah. Virtual Riot, Barely Alive, Phase 1 got nothing on us. Got nothing on us because they're all dubstep guys. They know what to play on the show. We never done a back-to-back together at all. At all. We seen each other's sets and shows. We support each other. We never DJ together, let alone a back-to-back like that on a main stage. Front of 7,000 people on a sold-out show.
Yeah, that was insane.
And I'm remembering. So obviously that's how Seltz explained it. We were just basically there, got to the point like let's drink because we're not playing.
Just enjoy it. We're in Puerto Rico, you get me? So might as well just enjoy it.
But, the drinks were free.
Yeah, the drinks are free.
So so imagine how much drunk we were getting into until Seltz comes to us. It's like, yo, you have your USBs, get ready. Looks like we're gonna do a back to back. It's like, what? What?
Come again?
Come on. Woo! All right. And the funny thing is that we did a 20-minute because they were shooting us to fail.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that, but I knew for the first time. It's just like, I need you to do a 20-minute. It was before one of the.
Oh yeah, before we actually did the big one.
Exactly. It was before one of the locals, JZO, Zeus, JVO, yeah. It was beforehand, and they gave us the green light for a 20-minute set, just to, like, here, have your set, get it over it. You guys have to share.
That was a pretty bad one. I was messing up a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what?
And I wasn't drunk at the time.
You know what? It was actually still pretty good for a 20-minute set.
Yeah.
It was still pretty good for them to actually give us the green light, do a 40-minute set.
Yeah.
Until Corey comes and, like, basically do his set.
Yeah.
And at that point, when we were doing the 40-minute set, we were already at peak time.
Yeah.
And everybody was just getting lit. And the whole
intro. With the strobe lights, we got on the table, everything, bro.
Take me back, please.
Yeah.
And I remember that I actually had a couple of originals and remixes that every time it was my turn, I was able to play them. And I saw people fucking around with my song. I was just like, bro, what? What? Nah, bro, to me, that's the greatest back-to-back in all back-to-back histories. I don't care what anybody says. Like, no, bro, you guys never. You're talking about 4 guys who've never DJed together like that, never back-to-back together like that. We never knew if we were in sync with each other or not. We never knew if we were fucking in it or not. We just did it and just.
Yeah.
And we were just having fun, bro. I saw you and Mighty going up there on this with a mic, going, everybody fucking jump. And then I still got one of the videos. The fucking fire flames came out of nowhere.
Yeah, man. It was epic.
Bro.
Yeah, man. After that, I didn't really get to play many shows. And then I just started concentrating on music, to be honest, rather than DJing and stuff like that. I know you and DNA to this day. Well, DNA to this day still do shows. But not do like all open format.
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. Like, I never liked the whole open format style. I done it for many years in Puerto Rico as a bar DJ, as a club DJ. When I said to myself, when I moved to Miami, I want to play my music, whatever the fuck I want to play. That was my whole mindset, and that's why I was doing all these shows.
I remember Club Heart, Space,
Life in Color.
Man. Yeah, everybody played it.
That was amazing. That was a great time, man. But I wish I admire you a lot, actually, because I wish I could have done that route that you took. Maybe if I could have done that route that you took of just focusing on your music, I probably could have been a whole lot better on my craft than what it is right now. And I did say it on a couple of episodes that, I highly recommend people, like, if you want to produce music, if you want to be well known, just focus on your craft. If you want to have the fame on being a DJ or be a club DJ and whatnot, then go to the promotion companies.
Yep.
Fine by me. You go to them, they'll hook you up. Guarantee they'll hook you up. You do the work, they'll hook you up. Yep. But yeah, at that time I was just, I didn't know. I had no guidance.
Yeah.
I was just going out as of like, okay, I guess this is the route I have to take if I had to get it to there.
Yeah. Dude, one thing that I do have to say, talking about shows, is that now I view them as different.
Talk to me.
I go to shows now. Before I used to just go to EDM shows because that's where all my friends and everybody I supported do.
Right.
But now, as of like last year, I started going out more and I started viewing it differently. I was like, man, instead of being in backstage, actually being front and enjoying the show is actually way more fun. Like, just going to a club, it's so much fun now. You get me? Stuff that I would never done in the past. So I think now when hopefully when things get better, I wouldn't mind going to a festival as a
As an attendee.
Yeah, exactly. I would
Okay.
actually I look forward to that because there's nothing like that experience. Honestly, that experience is really fun. Like just enjoying the music, just being yourself, man. It's really fun, man. Because you know how backstage sometimes you gotta be like
Yeah,
professional.
professional, all looking dressed up in black,
And
and
people look at you
just
weird when you actually enjoying the music. And I'm just like, nah, man. And then when I did that switch, man, it's the best thing. Like even like for example, like I was saying the club, like I was going to a club that just played like Spanish music, like a song like that Spanish trap, like Bad
Mhm.
Bunny. Centro, bro. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
dude. Oh man, that's a blast, man.
That's very interesting because I'm kind of the opposite. I'm not a club person.
Yeah.
And I'm not a festival person either. And it's funny. It's like, yeah, me, the DJ,
Yeah.
and I'm not a club person, but also I don't drink
Yeah.
festivals or in clubs or anything. I drink on my own time. I drink with my homies, with my family. That's the only time I drink.
Right.
Outside of that, I don't waste 1 cent on it. So when I go to the clubs or festivals, like it's just water for me. And me as a DJ, like people have a hard time realizing, like, what? You don't drink, you don't do drugs. That's
Yeah.
you and that's your energy. Yeah, that's my energy. But I guess it's because I've been doing on the club scene for so long that I do not enjoy it.
That's true. Because you did work at a it's like a outside club thing, right? The hotel, remember? It was
Yeah,
just
the
like
Clevelander.
even there, man.
Yeah.
I see how you'll get bored of that.
I think the Clevelander was just the peaking point to like where it ruined everything for me.
Yeah.
And obviously in the Clevelander, 12-hour shifts
Mhm.
every weekend when everybody's having a good time and you're not allowed to. And I think that job is what set me off of not drinking every weekend, as I suppose I used to do it before.
Yeah. Right.
So like if I don't drink on the weekends, then when do I drink? I can't drink on the weekdays because I don't like drinking on the weekdays. So it's kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of
Weird drinking on the weekdays. At least for me.
it's kind of weird for me, you know? So like that got me off. And obviously I've been working on this club scene for as long as I remember when I started. I guess like 18 years, 8 years, 8 years, almost a decade working on the club scene, both in Puerto Rico and Miami. So when I go to the clubs like Hard or Space or shit like that, I'm only there to support my homies.
Yeah.
Support you, support DNA, support Nitty Gritty, Shindo.
That's how I used to view it. That's how I used to view it. And now that I see it like the other way around now, I find it fun now. I don't know.
See, because that's the thing. It's very interesting because you see it in a different way that I do, because I've been on the game for so long that from the club scene that it ruins it for me. For you actually enjoy it more, and I wish I can actually enjoy it that often as you can. You know.
I guess I got to the point because, like I said, I was like that too. Like I didn't like the party, and when I would go, I was just go support you guys, and yeah, I'd take a shots here and there with you guys, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I forgot the whole thing that I was gonna make the point of. Wow. Oh, okay. So I think it came to a breaking point for so many years. It's just working, coming home, music, working, coming home, music.
Yeah.
It just got a breaking point where I was like, oh man, no, this is not the only thing I can do. I gave that a try. And yeah.
I wish I could be like that. Now I'm more like I want my VIP experience. I want my VIP treatment.
Yeah. I guess it. Yeah, we all go to that little.
Yeah. But even still, I still enjoy it once in a while when I do. I was actually planning on going for all Nitty Gritty's show and the Disciple show this year before COVID happened. Yeah, for Miami Music Week. I was planning on going with my
He was gonna do a Disciple show?
No. But I was going to a Disciple show.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, just go. Those are like the 2 nights I was gonna do. I'll do Nitty Gritty on one night and then Disciple on the other night, and that's it. I'm not gonna do anything else. And if you guys were planning to do something, then I'll tag along and whatnot.
Yeah. I don't think I was gonna do anything, to be honest.
Hey, but I did enjoy last year's Miami Music Week when you actually performed at Space Jet.
Oh yeah. Throwback to yeah.
Throwback.
You went to the Space Shuttle? Yeah,
I was with you, bro.
Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, I just what kind of seemed dead to me was because since they did the whole Ultra thing in the island. Remember? They had
Oh, and Key Biscayne.
yes,
Yeah.
caused everybody that was leaving to take hours and hours, and that's why kind of Miami Music Week was dead because it was either you go to Ultra and you don't go to Miami Music Week because by the time you get back it's like super late, or you go to Miami Music Week and you go to Ultra because before Ultra was in downtown. I mean, yeah, basically downtown.
Yeah, downtown, right there in Bayfront.
So you could just go to the clubs right after with no traffic and nothing like that. But now,
Yeah, now that was like Key Biscayne. What? Uber
and
to go to the mainland?
too, man.
Huh?
And they were gonna bring it back this year too. Remember?
Yeah, before the whole COVID shit. And then Ultra, you know what they did? The shittiest shit they could have ever done.
What?
Not give refunds to everyone who purchased tickets.
They never gave refunds to nobody.
As far as I'm concerned or known, they haven't given any refunds, and there's a couple of lawsuits.
I know what when it first happened. I know what they did. They gave people who bought admissions the next year admissions.
I know people who wish to do that, they could come back again, use the same ticket,
Yeah.
And people who wanted a refund, it's like, nope, all sales are final.
Yeah.
It was something about they were protected by the pandemic. They were protected. They say like in case of pandemic, we still reserve all our rights to law. Some bullshit clause that I read upon. I was like, what the fuck? You have something like this?
Yeah.
But EDC, Pascal Rotella, he gave away his refunds to everyone.
Really? Oh,
on all of his shows, like all his festivals, like the Wonderlands to the Daisy Carnivals to everything. Like he gave away all, like, you guys want refunds? All right, we'll give you refunds. You can either hold it for next year or for another show, or we'll give you a refund. See, that was the most legit shit that he could have done. That went away with, bro, EDC is better than Ultra. Like,
yeah, I'll enjoy EDC too one day.
Huh?
I've never EDC.
That's a goal, man. I want to go to Vegas one day.
Yeah, that looks so nice.
That definitely will be dope to go. Just one weekend. Why not? See what's up, man. And yeah.
More questions?
Hey, man, like a couple of questions that I got here is what are you currently doing and what do you hope to accomplish?
As far as what I'm doing now, I'm actually enjoying making music. I'm not making what people want to listen to. And now I'm viewing it more as a hobby. Like I'm making music to make music for fun. And what I'm looking to accomplish really is just to entertain people because after things get better, I want to do vlogs and do the music thing too.
Yeah.
But I'm not just going to be focusing on the music thing, and I don't look to be a huge artist. You get me? That's one thing that I had to learn to accept. Like, maybe if the music that I truly make, it pops off, but it's not a thing that I put on it's not a priority of mine to be a big artist anymore. I'm going to be releasing music just because I like it. It's not like, oh, I'm making this song just because I want to make it to Disciple. Like, nah, you get me? Like, that's it. I'm changing the view of it now. It's not a career choice, it's a hobby. And my career choice now is just to entertain people, to be honest. It could be music if you like it, or it could be the videos that I make. But that's what I'm going for now.
That's good, man. And I support your decision and I applaud what you've done because
thank you.
Believe it or not, bro, and I've told you this a couple times. You're like the most amazing producer that I've ever met or heard of.
Means a lot. Like
all of your hundreds of unreleased songs that you have, because I know you have hundreds more than I do.
Yeah.
It's just, it gives me a little bit jealousy because like, holy shit, this guy's sound is amazing. How the fuck is this guy not signed to a label? How the fuck this guy is not recognized by the people? Like, this guy's music is next level shit. And when I see that on people, I let them know right there in the spot, like, you have the talent, you have the potential to go and push this even further. And something I want to applaud you is that you're not seeking for attention. You're just doing it because you want to.
Exactly.
And that's a problem that I have for a long, long time. I think I was trying to please others instead of pleasing myself. I was trying to please the people from Disciple, from Monster Cat, and Never Say Die, because I
Yeah.
want to. One day I want to release a song with them. That was my, I'm trying to get that stick to it, get in there. But I believe because of doing such of that, that I was trying so hard that it led me to what we were discussing earlier. That I felt so pressure. It felt like a job. It didn't feel like I was having fun. It felt like there wasn't nothing that I was releasing that was unique. It was all the same. Like I just didn't like it. And then starting with the podcast, and I've enjoyed so much more with the podcast than any time that I've ever done music. And now when I come back to music, I was just like, oh my God, this sounds amazing. Why did I stop this? All right, hold on. Let me do a little doodle.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely viewing that. Like, I'm making music as a hobby, no longer as a job. I'm just making it as a fun, whatever I feel like it. If I'm release a song, fuck it, let's release a song. If I can release it on one of these labels, fuck it, I'll release it on my own. It's still good. There's actually a song that I've been wanting to release for the longest time, but they be telling me like, no, just give it to our label so that way, like, get a release because it's good. It's like, nah, bro, I'm gonna release this like, I don't know, maybe next month or something like that. Or maybe it's gonna be part of my EP.
Mm-hmm.
Part of my EP, so at least I know. But having that set of mentality to have it as a hobby, if it lifts up a weight.
Yes, a lot, man. A lot of weight off.
Literally, it's a weight that we ourselves put in. We put so much pressure on ourselves, and we always blame ourselves. So why is this not working? And by releasing that, it just allows us to breathe again.
Mm-hmm.
It makes us feel happy again, because I'm pretty sure I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. I didn't like the results. I was just like, eh. So doing stuff like this helps out. It's a huge mindset switch that you had to go for yourself. You can't have other people can tell you otherwise, but mostly it's ultimately you who have to decide what you want. And you have to be true to yourself, and you have to be open and honest about your expectations, your realities. Because that's another thing. Like, it's okay to have a certain fantasy that you want to reach them, but you also got to be real about it and exceed your expectations. Like, meet your expectations. Like, can you really, really do it? Or it's just like, yeah, I can do this. See, there's the difference. And I feel like you and me, we always connect to that, because we always like look each other up. We always, whatever feedback we need from each other, we help it out. And we're always there to support each other, both physically and mentally, for whatever we need, for each other. And we're always there for each other. That's why I like doing a podcast show with you or with any of my homies, man. It's something refreshing.
Right.
Something brand new that we haven't done it. And it just brings back perspectives, other people's perspective, and more educational for people who are coming from, up and comers. And we let us tell our story. Let us share us a story. So, do you really want to go this route, or is it that you're just doing it for this route?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know what more advice I can give. So we're gonna wrap this up. Is there any advice that you will give to someone who wants to start?
Yeah, man. Basically what I said earlier, that make music that makes you happy, because yeah, you could be forcing music that people want to listen to for a couple of years, but it adds up and it gets to you, and you just start feeling this heavy weight and you don't want to do it anymore. You start losing the fun of it. But once you start seeing and making the music that you want and you're happy with, it's amazing. That's my advice.
I agree. I'll follow up with that with make whatever music makes you happy. Like, if you want to make dubstep, make dubstep. If you want to make dubstep and trap, make dubstep and trap. If you want to make house dubstep and trap, make house dubstep and trap. Sky's the limit. If you can do it and makes you happy, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you like, no, you have to stick with one genre. Lies. False. Don't ever believe what they tell you. In fact, don't ever let anybody tell you what you can or cannot do.
True.
because they don't know their own expectations. They don't know your own expectations. You know your full potential. You know how far you can go.
True. One production tip though, the best thing that you can ever do after you mix a song or after you make it, take a break because the song is not going to sound as good as you think.
Oh,
Trust me. You need those hour breaks or even the next day, because the next day you're going to listen to it and you're like, oh man, no, this doesn't sound right. So before you export it and directly send it to the artist that you have the email of or the label,
yeah,
give it a day or two and listen to the mix again. And literally the mix makes the song if you're trying to make it sound professional. That's it.
I agree, man. Thank you very much, Seltz, for this, man. It's been a great episode. Another one in the books. We could definitely expect more of Seltz in the following episodes in the future for a couple of recurring guests when he pops out here and there whenever there's a chance.
When everything is normal.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. When everything's normal, it's gonna be on his blog. So guys, be sure to check out his pages. Plug yourself out there, man.
Yeah, man. You can find me on all social medias, anywhere for it's on Seltz_official. Again, that's Seltz_official.
That's with a Z on the Seltz, right?
Yeah. SELTZ.
Boom, man. One last thing. Where did the name Seltz came from?
Seltz. I've always liked seltzer water and what's it called? Seltzer water and I forgot the other bubbly water.
Okay.
Mineral water.
Right.
I've always loved those a lot, and honestly, there's no huge meaning to it behind it. It's just I love those drinks.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like it was different because I felt like my other name was kind of too hard for other people to pronounce, like Chavalo. You get me?
Yeah.
And it's a whole new project. I just want to get rid of it. I was trying to like.
Yeah, you were trying to get rid of that name for the longest time I've ever known. Yeah. You were always trying to come up with these other random names. And it's like, I'm trying to get rid of Chavalo. It's like, oh, well, I mean, Chavalo's. But I get the meaning, you know? Just like Wolfson, guys, to be honest, there's nothing really meaning behind Wolfson. I tell people the story that they want to hear, and then a few people the actual true story. And the true story is that me and Charlie were going on our way to Club Space, and we hit the exit. And one of the signs, it says MDC Wolfson campus.
Oh, that's the I never put those two together. Wow.
Bro, and then I was like, oh, let me change the F for the V and then the O for U. So it's like a sun, like a sunny day. And I'm a wolf. And during the sun, you know? Wolf sun.
Damn, I never would have thought about that.
I remember I told that to Nitty Gritty's manager, Paul.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I told him the both stories. The story that people will like to hear and the actual true story. And when I did both stories, he started laughing. It's like, you know what? Go stick with the first story, okay? It's much more revealing.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. But hey, man, thank you again for coming into the episode, man. Maybe next time we can actually bring DNA all together here. We could have a full session between all of us here.
Be fun. Yeah.
Or Big and Slim, or even fucking Kevin. That motherfucker better appear once in a while.
Yeah, man. Invite the whole crew, man.
Absolutely, man. And Luisito. Oh, that's another guy. Luisito with his boy Neymar doing that sets death shit.
Yeah. It's cool. It's like a res type of style.
Yeah. I fuck with them a lot in Instagram. So, you know, I hope they go pretty far, man, because, you know, I know Luisito, you know, he always gets pinned down for the stupidest shit, and he never has a good luck, you know. He always had a bad luck in the industry, and hopefully this is something that, you know, gets him, you know, what he deserves, you know.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
But yeah, man, thanks again, man. I hope to see you in the next time. And thank you guys for listening. And remember, every week it's a brand new episode with a brand new topic. So be sure to like and subscribe to get your weekly episodes at the Lone Wolv Podcast for SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. And also, you can check out my YouTube channel at lonewolfpod.com. That's Lone Wolv longwolfpod.com. So comment down below and share your experience, guys. Let us hear what you guys think about it. Let us hear your experience into the industry, how you guys come out, see if there's similarities. We're trying to grow as a community. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.